Lee as Public Works Director from Mayor Billy Canoy dated January 9, 2013, submitting for the council's confirmation the appointment of Mr. Warren H.W. Lee as Public Works Director, WAVE GREDC.
Ms. Yoff?
Move to approve Mr. Warren Lee as Public Works Director.
Second.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Yoff. Mr. Lee? Good morning. Would you like to begin by making any opening comments?
Good morning, council members. Warren Lee, Director of Public Works. Got that ingrained in me after 4 years to identify myself first.
Well trained, well trained.
Well, certainly I thank the Mayor Canoy for having the confidence in nominating me for the, appointing me to the Director of Public Works. You know, after 4 years, it's been a wonderful post-retirement at Elcom, being able to contribute to the community and do public service. I mean, it's nothing more that I can say. That's one of the great benefits of being here, especially in the county of Hawaii. So certainly, if there's any questions, I'll be around till lunch to answer it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lee. Mr. Kern, you want to get us started?
Sure. Thank you. As a previous general contractor, I'm pretty familiar with the building division, Public Works, and I've seen a lot of improvements there. I think it's great. It's a very complex department. You guys dealing with highways and roads to commercial permitting to residential permitting, and I've seen a lot of improvement there. I think the Anakahole Highway is a really huge accomplishment, and I know that you worked very hard on that, and so I see that. I've been able to sit down with, just in the first couple months being in office, and sit down with Warren and his staff and talking about issues in the district, listening, responsive. I came back a month later, they're already working on stuff, they're, on paper, and we're moving on getting that stuff forward. So I really appreciate the openness and the willingness to listen and work with each individual council member to improve the infrastructure projects in our district. So I fully support you, Warren, appreciate it, and look forward to continuing to work with you. And I have a couple things on the books that will hopefully help you out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kern. Ms. Yoff?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Lee. I wanted to say that over the last few years, I've noticed, and everybody has, that there's been a lot of improvements to the west side of the island, our roads and projects that you've helped move forward. So I want to thank you very much, and I support you for Public Works.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Yoff. Ms. Poindexter?
Yes, I'd like to say that, I've not had the chance to work with you in my current position yet, although I look forward to addressing many of the road issues out in District 1. But I would like to say that I have seen you out in District 1, coming out and doing a lot of community meetings. So I'd like to thank you for your community outreach, which is very important. So I am supporting you on this. Thank you. Aloha.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Poindexter. Mr. Onishi, hit your light.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Lee, how's it? How you doing? But thank you very much, for the 4 years that we've been working, together, and we got in, you got into the administration, I got into the council at the same time, and our relationship was there, and that was great, because you guys are always, you're very open-minded, and your staff is also too, and I gotta echo again, you open door policy. Every time we call, you folks answer, or if I email, and I don't know how many times I gotta, I email to you guys, but I don't want to be a pest, but it's just that our constituents, I guess they have concerns, so we just gotta pass on. But all I want to see is, if it's possible, because the council members don't have contingency funds, we really rely upon the departments, and especially like yours, and especially like Parks and Rec, and Clayton will be coming up, and I totally support Clayton too. But if you folks can, is like maybe increasing a little bit in your traffic division and your highways, because like when districts need like signs, stop signs or yield signs or whatever, the smart signs, and marking on the roads or paving certain places here and there, and you guys always come through, and that's why for me, I think in my district, I was unopposed twice because of, I guess, working with the community, working with the administration, and it's proven that, you get things done, people are very happy. And so, if you can, in this next coming budget, I know it's tough, but hopefully, the property tax value is kind of like at stable, and so if you can help us out on that, and you have my total 100% support. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Onishi. Mr. Logan.
Director, there's two things I just want to say. First one is thank you for the projects that you completed in the Puna side. And second thing is, in all fairness to you, I want to give you a chance to defend yourself against the claims that were brought up in testimony.
Well, I'm not sure what testimony you were referring to, but I guess Mr. Gehring? Yeah, I don't have his testimony before me. The only thing I remember is 14 years. He mentioned something 14 years ago, and, that's BW. That's before Warren, so I really can't comment on that. But as far as other things, bidding and procurement, I mean, there's very definitive and well-processed state and county state law and county regulations that we go through a procurement process on bid out, and that's I think that's one of the things I remember. His other question was, why don't we bid out more things? And another question is, we like to bid out more things if we had more funds, but it's a balance. So without any specificity on his part, it's very difficult to comment, except to respond to the general comments that were made.
Thank you, Director. And I just want to also point out that you do have great division chiefs that's been working with traffic and highways, and keep doing a great job. I will support you in this confirmation.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Logan. Ms. Ford, followed by Ms. Willie.
Thank you. I certainly agree with the comment made by Ms. Eoff that in the last 4 years, things in West Hawaii have improved under your directorship, and I'm very appreciative of that, and I really want to thank you for it. There's a couple of areas that I would like to comment on. Some of it comes from the testimony, and Mr. Onishi also referred to this. One of the things I'm going to be looking for in your budget is a fully staffed traffic division in Kona. We're not getting the projects in Kona for the traffic type projects, signal lights installed as fast as we need to get them installed. Some of them we've been waiting for years. And so that's one of the things I want to look for from you, is to take the lead on that in your department and to fight for that in the Kona area as a fully staffed, so we can get these projects completed. Second thing is, this was mentioned by the gentleman that Mr. Ilagan was referring to. He said he's been trying to get a priority list of projects that you're going to be completing. And I know we've got the CIP, but I don't think he's looking for the CIP list, because we can all pull the wish list. I think the man is looking for a list of the projects as they're going to be sequentially done around the county in all the districts for this fiscal year and probably the next fiscal year. Beyond that, it might be difficult to have funding, a good solid grasp on the funding. But if there was something even you could provide to the council that said, these are the projects in each district that we're working on in the next fiscal year and maybe the 1 year after, I think that might relieve his anxiety somewhat. So I would ask for that from you. Beyond that, I support you as the director. I think you've done a good job over in West Hawaii. I can't speak to the other districts because I'm not living in them and driving through them all the time, but thank you for the work you've done. It's been a vast improvement, and I do appreciate your work. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ford. Ms. Willie?
Hi, Warren. He's one of my constituents, so. That's right. Okay. I want to support what Councilmember Onishi and Councilmember Ford stated. I would like to see more leadership and more staff in the area of transportation, circulation, planning, and roads overall. I don't know what it would take. I mean, I will certainly support whatever you put in terms of the budget, additional staff. I think that this affects us spending money in these areas, whether it's road repairs, needed connector roads, is essential for our long-term economy. So I want you to be encourage you to aggressively pursue that. I would also, just in terms of leadership, I'd prefer to have a deputy that's a transportation specialist and let, the attorneys go back to the Corporation Council. I mean, I just really feel that we need more strength in this area. I don't know how many miles of roads you see that we need to repair each year, what we are doing versus what you think we should be doing, and how much more staff we need. Maybe I'll just ask you that question. What number of miles would you say on average you're able to repair each year?
Well, Councilperson Willie, if you're referring to how many miles of road do we resurface each year, that's a very good question. It's a function primarily of a couple things. One is the manpower availability, and let me clarify that by saying that the road resurfacing falls under the Highways Division, and Highways Division is responsible for road repair, flood control, and just about everything else that nobody else wants to do. So road resurfacing is only one of their functions. So in the road resurfacing program, that is funded basically from the fuel tax increase, the 3.8 cents per mile, 3.8 cents per gallon that's collected per year. And that has been relatively flat, if not slightly declining over the last 4 years based on the economy. At the same time, the price of asphalt or fossil fuel has increased almost double. So you can see that it is the road resurfacing program, how many miles that resurface is a function also of the amount of asphalt that may be purchased, and to some extent the weather, because obviously we don't pave when it rains because it just doesn't compact well. So the resurfacing program is a very interesting program. We had an audit back in before we started. The results came out in 2008. But we should be looking at a asphalt program where the road is resurfaced depending on the type of road. There's various type of roads between 20 to 30 years, and we are not at that level yet. So when we talk about what do we want, then the question is, how do we get there? What are the resources? Should we be looking at a fuel tax increase, or should we be just doing something different? And that is a lot of the items that need to come up for discussion, and some of them may eventually be policy decisions that come before the council. So I think we'll have our opportunity to have more discussion on the record, or if you want, it's also off the record. I mean, you can come. My door is open, and I know yours is open also.
And I just want to encourage that, and I really want to make that a priority. I mean, whether it's Waimea, all of District 9, it's probably the highest priority issue on a day-to-day level. I think also one of the projects I've been trying to promote is like a regional transit hub in Waimea, and looking at available federal funding and public funding, and fitting that into a lot of what's on the state and federal level, transit-oriented design and planning. So I feel I would really like to do whatever I can do to get more transportation, traffic circulation planning issues, and help whatever it takes to get your budget up, or the 511 program and getting that so we can qualify for federal funds. So when your boss or anyone says, now we have to be frugal and cut back and do this, I want you to say, no, we need this, and we need this long term, and not just, you're a very nice guy, and I want you to be a little bit more aggressive. That's all. Thank you very much. I support you.
Thank you, Ms. Willie. Mr. Kunuha.
Mahalo, Warren, I fully support your nomination. I appreciate your willingness to meet with me at least once a month, for a lot of the issues and challenges that we face in our communities, and especially in Kona. There's been a lot that has been done in the last several years, and Kona is fully appreciative. The West Side is fully appreciative. I can only say that for that, since like Ms. Ford said, we drive that every single day. And also I appreciate your patience with all my emails and phone calls, and there's a lot of constituent needs and a lot of concerns that everybody has, so I really appreciate that, and getting back to us as soon as possible. So thank you, and again, I fully support your nomination.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kunuha. And in closing, Mr. Lee, thank you for your service and dedication, and we look forward to working with you in the next 4 years. Thank you. Mr. Clerk. Thank you.
Ms. Eoff,
Aye.
Ms. Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Iligan,
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha,
Aye.
Mr. Kern,
Aye.
Mr. Onishi, Ms. Poindexter,
Aye.
Ms. Willie, Chair Yoshimoto.
Aye.
Chair Yoshimoto, you have 9 ayes.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The appointment of Warren H.W. Lee is approved as Public Works Director. Thank you. Council members, we have